Four games around the NHL to talk about tonight, and we'll do just that with the riveting RotoWire duo of AJ Scholz and Paul Bruno. AJ already in the St. Patrick's Day spirit. He's not going to be here tomorrow, so go ahead and start it up early, dude. No one's ever complained about that. Who is your favorite DFS play at center? Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, no AJ tomorrow. We'll be enjoying the St. Patrick's Day festivities, so I figured I'd bring it here today. In terms of those DFS takes today, I like the idea of riding Elias Lindholm here at 6,500 for Calgary. He's slightly less expensive than the top four guys at the center position tonight. He had an 8-game point streak riding before Sunday's matchup with Colorado. I don't anticipate he'll go too long without getting back on the score sheet. So I'll stick with the Flames tonight and look for other centers maybe a little bit further down for the rest of my lineup.
Paul, how about you, dude?
I like the call on Lindholm, but I also would mention Braden Point in the same breath. Another mismatch ahead for the Tampa Lightning. This team is not playing very well. They lost 3 of their last 4, and I think they're going to take it out on the expansion club tonight, and that means Braden Point will be front and center. $6,800 price tag, 8 points in his last 10 games. I say I'm all in on that. And then in a value play, I'm looking at Tim Stützle of Ottawa. He gets a matchup against Columbus. Their goaltending defense, not the top in the league by any stretch of the imagination. And Stützle's been on a pretty nice roll with 9 points in his last 10 games, coming in at $4,600 tonight.
Okay, how about your favorite play at wing, Paul?
Well, it's a big night ahead for Tampa, so I'm doubling down on that by a call on Nikita Kucherov, $8,000 for a guy who's got 10 points in the last 10 games, 35 shots on goal. He's going to pad those numbers tonight. And then we go back to Calgary for the Johnny Gaudreau look, $7,000. The price is a little bit lower than it ought to be, I think. 6 goals and 14 points in total over the last 10 with 30 shots on goal. I think his floor is at least 15 DK points tonight. And then Patrick Laine, another guy that I would consider, $6,300 for a guy who's been shooting the lights out in Columbus for weeks now. And he's pouring the shots on goal, 31 in his last 10 and 5 goals in that stretch. And then a value play at the wing position, Tyler Toffoli's been going wild since joining the Calgary. This guy likes it out there, I think. 6 goals and 11 points, 33 shots on goal for only $4,200. A great value on the board tonight.
All right, AJ, who is your dude at wing?
Yeah, I like the call on Nikita Kucherov with the Lightning. I think Paul's right. They have a chance to really crush the Kraken tonight. So for me, I actually am also going to use Steven Stamkos. They're going to actually move him to the center to play alongside Kucherov on that top line, which is just bonus for us that we get these two wingers on the same line. And while you're at it, if you're paying 66 for Stammer, and 8 for Kucherov, you might as well toss in Killorn, who's going to round out that third line. He comes in at 3,400 here. I also want to mention the Kraken's penalty kill has been 3rd worst in the league in the month of March at just 61%. So I think this is a great time to get multiple shares of the Bolts PP, and you do that with Stammer and Kucherov.
All right, let's go to favorite DFS play back on the blue line. AJ, you're up.
Well, this is going to come as no surprise, but let's go back to Tampa PP1 here and go with Victor Hedman at 6,800. It's pricey. He's second highest on the board behind Werenski, but it's just too good of a matchup to avoid going with those Lightning guys tonight. If you want another option, Damon Severson continues to anchor the number 2 power play for the Devils. He's got an okay floor of 21 shots in his last 10 games, plus 11 hits as well. And the 2 points he scored in his last 4 games have both come with the man advantage. So plenty of opportunities there, and we'll save you a little bit of money if you don't want to pay up all the way for Hedman.
Paul, who's your guy on the blue line?
AJ's razor sharp since he's been back from that imposed 1 week off, isn't he? I can get 2 of my guys. Hedman is a great pick, particularly tonight. I think we're going to see a lopsided score there. But I'm on 2 other games for a little more value play. Thomas Chabot, a guy who has been really revving up his offense, 9 points in his last 10 games, 37 shots on goal over that stretch, which is really impressive for a defenseman. He's playing over 25 minutes a game and should be well worth the $6,400 tonight. But in the value range, I still don't understand why Rasmus Anderson's price is so low. $4,300 for a guy who's playing the quarterback role on the top power play for one of the top teams in the league over the last month and a half. and 9 points on his part for the last 10 games. I think he adds to those totals tonight.
Hey, Paul, let's wrap things up here over on the DK Sportsbook. Your favorite bet on this slate?
I'm looking at a trio of bets in the puck line / total goal props in this range here, and I haven't touched this much this season, but I like the 3 games tonight. Tampa at Seattle, of course, we've been all over it. The prop goes win for Tampa and over 5.5 goals. That gets you a 185 payoff. That's a cinch bet. Then New Jersey at Calgary, take Calgary minus 1.5 over New Jersey for a 170 payoff. And then Boston at Minnesota, I say take the home side here. Boston's on the second of back-to-backs. Minnesota minus 1.5 and the over of 5.5 for a 380 payoff.
All right, let's go. AJ, bring us home.
Well, Ottawa and Columbus have been leaking goals in the month of March, with both clubs conceding over 4 goals per game over that stretch. Their offenses have struggled a little bit of late, but with how bad these clubs have been defensively, I think you still take the over, even though it's set at 6.5. You're getting even money return there. Honestly, I'd consider taking the over in every one of these games tonight. If you really want to get crazy, you can take parlay the overs on the DK Sportsbook for plus 1266. I think it's a great opportunity to stack these or parlay these together and get some awesome value.